Adoption is something that is really important to me. I come from a family, we are 7 people, and we are 5 kids. It's me, and that's my brother, and 3 other siblings, and the 3 little ones are adopted. So it's something that has been very important to me, and something I think is important for everyone to learn some information about. So from my survey, everyone said that they knew someone who was adopted. So it just goes to show that it's a network of people. Like, we're all connected in some way. So even like people that you're going to know someone who was adopted. Many people also said that they would consider adoption, but that they didn't know where to get the proper info. So a very easy website to kind of help you navigate and understand the different ways you could adopt was the Adoption Network. And on the network, they stated the different ways that you could do foster care or adoption. So just some of the terminology. Foster care is when you intend to reunify the parent with the child. So this could mean that, the mom is going through a tough time, she doesn't have financial stability, she lost her home, but she needs a temporary relief, so they send the kid to another family for just till the parents are able to, reunification is the end goal. Foster care to adoption is when the child is placed into foster care, but they are intended on adoption. And this is what happened with my sister. When we got the phone call, she was only 2 days old, and they said that she, based on the mother's prior history, that all her other kids had been adopted, and this child was most likely going to be adopted. So that's foster care to adoption. Infant adoption is when the paperwork are signed when the baby is born. So this could be maybe in a case of teen pregnancy, or unfortunately some rape cases that they decided they didn't want to terminate the child, but that they wanted to give the child up for adoption. Then there's international adoption, which is when you go to another country and you adopt maybe from an orphanage. I mean, this can take more time, but definitely you're saving them from something that could be completely catastrophic. And then you could also adopt relatives. This could be a grandparent trying to adopt their child, or maybe adopting stepkids, or with my youngest siblings, they're biologically my cousins, but we stepped in to help with the adoption. So closed versus open adoptions is when there's no information shared between the 2 families. The most minimal information about the kid and the adoptive parents is provided, and there's no relationship between the 2. The records are sealed when the adoption is finalized, and depending on what state, when they hit 18 years old, they can reopen the files and see if they want to try and reach out to their parents. Then you have an open adoption, which is what we have, which is there is some form of relationship that you maybe keep contact with the biological parents, that you could do pictures, videos, phone calls, so that they understand who their biological parents are and who their adoptive parents are. This could range from weekends away, or it depends. It's up to the adoptive parent. And then some statistics on foster care is last year, according to Foster Care Club, 100,000 kids were eligible for adoption, but only half were actually adopted. And this could be due to a number of reasons, and some people are interested in just the foster care part, but it has a lot of downfalls as well, because these kids are just jumping from home to home, and they don't have any actual stability with their family. So some do it as just maybe some extra income. They don't really see that it's a child, it's just something that, that they're housing this little kid for a little bit, but then they end up sending them away. And then, like I said, with my cousins, that was kind of their destiny, that they were being sent from foster home to foster home, and they didn't have any actual stability. So, going to why you should consider adoption. It's a way that you can completely change someone else's life. With my sister, because she wasn't any kind of biological relation to me, she could have been taken in by anyone. She could have ended up being adopted by an African American family, an Indian family, a Caucasian family. Could have been really religious or not at all. It's just you have this child who has this unknown destiny, and we are the ones who were able to step in and actually affect her life. I mean, now she speaks Spanish, she eats Spanish food. It's how we have directly impacted this small child who nonetheless could have had a different future. And to continue on with foster care, they have a lot of different ways to help with your finances. They have the Women, Infant, and Children program that they help with food, so it's just an added benefit that you can have with the children. They also help with health insurance. If maybe your child has some mental health issues, has any surgeries, they help cover the cost of that. And as parents, it's something that you should really consider, because having a child is not cheap. And being able to have these extra supports and different ways to help with another child is just something that could alleviate you. They also help you with a monthly stipend to help with extra costs from your child. You already have your income, but if your child to help just a little bit more, maybe help with extracurricular activities, maybe extra tutors. Just having that extra money is going to be really helpful with your child. And also they have an amount of money that they donate each year to help families with just having fun. So they offered for our family to go to Disney World, so we're planning a trip on that, which is something that's really cool. So like I said, it's something beyond yourself, and according to Foster Club, they said that children who remain in just foster care are 7 times more likely to become drug dependent, 2 times more likely to become alcohol dependent. Males are 4 times more likely to commit crimes, and females are 10 times more likely to commit crimes when they're just jumping from foster home to foster home. So you're helping create a better world around you. Everyone said that they knew someone who was adopted, and it's because someone decided to make that decision and say, I want to help another child, and it has, everyone has been affected by it. So we don't get to pick our fate. We don't get to pick if we're rich or poor, if we are born into a good home or a bad home. And these are our kids. Without this proper support and the structure, the kid in Africa or the kid in Europe, they have the potential to be anything. They could be the doctors and the next lawyers, but they need the family structure and the people to really decide, hey, I want to help another child. So kids are our future, and if you can help, why don't you? Don't stop it. Yeah, just keep going. Turn it.